Hello and welcome once again, buckaroos. This is Adrian for In the Library with
Tara!
and Adrian. We're heading down that dusty trail and we've come across today's guest.
Hi, I'm Michelle Parrish, and I am from the Mon-Arc of Monroe.
Well, Michelle Parrish, do you want to start by telling us just a little bit about the Mon-Arc of Monroe?
The Mon-Arc of Monroe is a service organization, and we work for the intellectual disabled or the developmentally disabled community. And there is no age limit, so we have young children, we have young adults, and we go up all the way to senior citizens. So we service all in a variety of manners.
What's the most common way that you help your clients?
Oh, we do a lot of services for our clients. One of the main things that we do is representative payee. This provides our clients with the ability for somebody to oversee their finances. So we pay their bills, we put them on the budget, we allow counseling on what they need to do for how to budget. We plan for mistakes. We also do things like if they need to have a funeral plan, if they need to talk to somebody about a trust fund. So we are authorized by the Social Security Administration to provide our clients with this service. So we have about 130 rep payees, and we have a director that oversees this in our organization. And you have to think about your own finances. What I'm always amazed at as I'm listening to everybody work in the office. Think about make sure your utilities are paid, your rent or house payments paid, you have food on the table. If you need clothing or if you need to budget for something or save money, we're doing that for 130 people. So think about what you do for yourself. We're doing all those things for 130 people. And what else we do is we do advocacy. We're really going strong in that. Advocacy has tripled in the last 2 years, and it's educational advocacy. So I'm working with all 10 school districts in Monroe County. So we have Bedford, Whiteford, Summerfield, Ida, Dundee, Monroe Public, Jefferson Airport, and we also work with the ISD, with the Educational Center. So if parents have anything that they're not sure of and they would like somebody to attend meetings to help provide the services that their child or guardian, that they serve as their guardian or a parent, then we're there for them to help them with the special education process. And I've also provided some advocacy through community mental health. And this has been just understanding how to maneuver through the legalities and getting the supports necessary for the people tied in with community mental health. A little bit with Department of Health and Human Resources also, but primarily with the education system. We also provide a lot of social and recreational activities for our clients. We support and encourage friendships, and that's one of my favorite things is when one of the social opportunities we do is our monthly dances. Mm-hmm. And you can see that our clients, when they go there, they're meeting their friends, they're planning for the month until the next dance. Are they going to lunch? Are they going to bowling? Are they going to the movies? What are they planning for in between each of the dances? So our dances, and just yesterday we got the schedule for the rest of the calendar year for the dances, so I'll be able to share that with you later. But also is fostering that friendship and that socialization. And then we also provide information to the community. I hold information nights. We had one last fall. It was on Social Security benefits. It was well attended. In fact, we had people from Wyandotte come down to participate in our presentation. So we talk about family advocacy. So we're in the process of planning some more of those parent information nights also. It was kind of lengthy, but is there anything I think I missed?
I don't think anything you missed, but I did want to go back and touch on the dances a little bit. That's
you.
actually how I know your group, because my mom helps out and she takes the photos. But she loves the dances. It's one of her favorite things in the world. And we have a lot of your clients who come into the library, and they're constantly talking about the dances, and they're going, and they're always so excited. And I was just wondering how that got started and how long it's been going on, because that seems like such a great, fun social activity.
The dances, I don't remember. I think we just found a need. We found a niche. And it was before my time of ARC. And we have a wonderful board member, Sue Pickens. She is in charge of organizing all the dances. She makes sure, because we do activities during the dances, we make sure we have some refreshments, we make sure the DJs arrange, and she makes sure that we have all the reservations. So I first knew about the dances probably about 12 years ago. How it started out, I'm sure it was a discussion at a board meeting, and we probably had something that was very successful. I think the dances started out in the gym at the Educational Center at the ISD. They started growing in attendance, and we knew we needed to expand. So I think we just noticed our population did not get to, when they were in school, did not really participate in proms or other things, and we just saw a need. So I think Sue was the one that she's taken up the lead on that now. Do you mind if I mention the upcoming dates?
Absolutely.
Okay. I just want to let you know we have some upcoming dates. The month of July is the only time when we don't have a monthly dance. But our next one, most of the dances are at the Monroe County Community College, and they're usually in Building S. I said the next dance is May 16th, so that's coming up really soon. They're usually in the evenings from 6:30 to 8. And then June 20th, we have a parking lot dance, and that's always at Prince of Peace Church in Ida. The time's a little different on that. It's 7 to 8:30, but that's good. Pray for good weather. There's more sunlight, so it's also well attended. The August, September, October, and November dance are back at the community college. They're at the same time, 6:30 to 8, so it's August 22nd, September 19th, October 24th, and November 14th. The Knights of Columbus dance, where we have Mr. and Mrs. Claus, it is December 12th, and it's at the Knights of Columbus Hall in Monroe. And I do have to say that our October dance at the community college is also our trunk or treat. It is so well attended. I think we had over 300 participants in our October.
That's what I heard. I heard it was nice and full.
It was really full. Most of our dances have at least 150 to 200. They're so well attended. So it's just a nice social opportunity for our clients.
And where's the best place that people can go to view where the dances are? Would that be your website, or do you have a Facebook page?
We have a Facebook page and we have a website.
The website can be found at www.monarchofmonroe.org. That should spell monarchofmonroe.org.
You could have just said not spelling it.
It's so funny because I have to spell it too, because I don't know, it gets stuck. I also want to let you know you can call our offices. Our phones are answered Monday through Wednesday from 9:30 to 3:30, or on Thursday, 9:30 to 12, and we're closed on Fridays. And our phone number at the Mon-Arc office is 734-241-5881. And we do have a Facebook page, so I'm sure if you type in Mon-Arc of Monroe, you would probably get to our Facebook page. I do have to give you a caution. There's a Mon-Arc of Monroe in New York. Sometimes we will get mail from New York.
That's okay, because there's a Bedford Branch Library in Rochester, New York, and the amount of times we get phone calls here and people are like asking about an event, or they're asking about our hours, and we're like, we don't know what you're talking about. And finally it clicks. We're like, oh, you're calling the wrong state right now.
Right. Well, the worst scenario we had was probably last fall. We had a donation. And it was a nice donation to our organization. And we researched just a little bit because we usually know where we get the donation. We know where we get the donations. We connect it with a client or something. It's usually in memoriam or something. And in our research, we found out that they had clicked on the wrong donation site link. And so we had to call New York and say, oh, we got something of yours.
Oh, that was nice of you to figure that out, make sure it went to the right spot.
It was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, speaking about like people donating, you have a ton of volunteers. In what ways can people volunteer, and how can they go about getting started?
What I would say is we have 154 volunteers, pretty much average all the time. In preparation for this podcast today, I looked up our hours, and I do that because I have to report that for grant funding. We write grants to help support the Mon-Arc. We have about 1,039 hours logged in so far.
Just from this year?
For our volunteers. So it's really, we need the volunteers. And what we do is we have committee chairs. So if you contact our office, the executive director, myself, or just leave a message for a callback, we will hook you up with the correct committee chairperson. So like if you were wanting to do something for the dance to volunteer, we have, like I said, we have food, we have dance, we have setting up tables. We always need people to support. We have where you have to check in people at the door. So there's just a lot of little things. So we would hook you up with the right committee person, and then they would help you. We also have a membership committee. We have where we send out letters to businesses to gain donations. So there's just, we have event planning. So there's quite a few different committee members that we would hook you up with to find out what would best fit what your service is.
And I do have a question. So I know that there's a lot of students that need volunteer hours because of NHS, National Honor Society. Mm-hmm. Are they able to go to? Can high schoolers or junior high students volunteer like at the dance or?
I'm glad you mentioned that. So far, we've not really had that to my understanding since I am fairly new. I only came in last fall. But I don't think we've tapped into that yet. But yes, if they would contact us, we would definitely use somebody and collect some service hours. Yes, for sure.
I know sometimes it can be hard for them to find the right place to get those hours. So I'm sure there'd be quite a few that would jump on that opportunity.
Absolutely. I'm going to talk a little bit, if you don't mind, about our history.
Sure.
I think that sometimes what I've noticed in the last few years, what I'm hearing is it's like Mon-Arc of Monroe is like a little secret. It's like people don't really know about us. And so I just thought I'd spend a few moments just to roll through what we are and how we started. We actually started in May of 1962, so we've been around for 63 years. And it was established by parents and community members that were concerned about inadequate services that were available for individuals with disabilities. So by 1965, through this start in this advocacy in 62, so by 65, there were 2 programs for severely cognitive impaired students that were initiated in basements in churches in Monroe County, one in Ida and one in Temperance. Then by 1971, parents played a vital role in advocating to allow the Monroe County to have an ISD. That's when ISDs were being formed. They actually, some of our board members remember tagging along with their parents as little kids, going door to door, trying to solicit that please vote for this. We want, we need an ISD. We need something that warehouses everything that we need for the support of our disabled community. And in 1972, the next year after the ISD was formed, the Educational Center opened. So they've been open for over 50 years now. And you have to think all of this, if you know anything about special education, this was all before special ed federal law came into effect in 1975. So think about how impactful it was for the community of Monroe to work with the special needs community and knowing that they were vital contributors to society. And I also found out that the Banner School, if I said it right, Banner Oak, was the first school in the state of Michigan. I don't know if that's correct or not, but I Googled it and it said that. So if I'm wrong, somebody can please correct me.
Well,
But
Adrian would know.
so I think that's huge, that the value that this community put on
Mm-hmm.
education and knew it was for the betterment of building their community. So it's really, really awesome. Then in 2007, jump ahead, Mon-Arc was reauthorized. We kind of became the Mon-Arc of Monroe instead of the Mon-Arc. So we had to do some restructuring. So we're still the Mon-Arc, we're still an arc, we're still doing the same purpose, but we needed to restructure a little bit. So in 2007, that occurred. Basically, I just want to say we are a 501c3 for our dances and advocacy and all the services that we provide. We don't charge.
Oh, wonderful.
I know. The only thing that we're required to charge, that there is a small fee, is that through Social Security allows a fee for us to do rep payee. So that does generate some revenue. But that's the only thing that we are required to charge for. But everything else that we provide, there is no charge for it. We solicit through membership, and I want to say our membership will be kicking off in June. We will be getting back members or members that have lapsed, and we'll be posting a lot on our Facebook and around as much, trying to gain membership.
Do they have to sign up in June if they find out, if they decide like later in the year?
No,
Can they sign up later?
They can actually sign up anytime, but June is our big push month, if that makes sense. That's where we start sending out everything. We also take donations. We also have grants. I write grants. I wrote 5 grants this year. Probably week after next, I'll be writing another grant to present in July. We really try to foster money and not cause a burden on families that need our support. So
That sounds terrifying. Like, I love the idea of grant writing, but like it just sounds like it's so much work. And I don't know, was that intimidating when you first started, or is that kind of something that you thrive doing?
Well, I'm a detail person, and so it's just getting all the details in order and putting it together. And the grants really give you prompts. So you just stay with the prompts. So it's not an open narrative. So it's not that bad.
Okay.
Not that
I
bad.
feel like there's some people that like that's their niche and they love it and they're just so good at it.
That's just true. What's difficult for me is to finding the grant, finding which ones. And I have to say, the Community of Monroe, Lazy Boy, Community Foundation, United Way, I can't tell you that the support they've had in providing what we need to help the community. So, like I said, I can't say enough kudos. I support anything that those people do, run those organizations. They're a great asset to our community. I wanted to say our membership, just to let you know, we don't ask much. If you're an individual with a disability, it would be a $10 membership fee. And the membership provides you email access. We have quarterly newspapers. You know about all of our events coming out. You have that connection. Also, you have some voting rights. If we have anything coming up that needs a vote, you have a vote. When we post when our board meeting is, something coming up, you can either join virtually or you can come in person, and then you have a say-so. If you're an individual or a family, it's a $25 donation. And then we have, if you want to be a silver member, it's $50. A gold member is $100, and a patron is $200. So we have different levels, whichever anybody can afford on the membership.
So I was curious. I don't believe you said how many years you've been doing this. If you did, I apologize. But how many years have you been working with this organization, and what has been your favorite event or memory?
Okay. I'm a newbie. I came in to help with some reorganization with the Mon-Arc. It's not that it needed much, but it's just to align different roles with different people, with establishing the committee, working with our executive board and with our board. Right now, we had to, one of the big things we wanted to do, we had like 20 years of data, like board packets, financials. We needed to do something and put them up into a server electronically. We were fortunate enough, like I said, we don't make a lot of money, so we have 2 AARP volunteers that are being trained by us. And we were able to start Monday with a new AARP volunteer, and she's our data entry person. And so we now have a scanning system set up. So she's working to archive all of our information to go up. So I came in September of 2023. So I'm a new person, but I served on the board 8 years before that.
Oh, okay.
So I've been here for a while, just in a little bit different capacity. So I don't know if I answered all your questions on that. I'm sorry, I got off a little bit.
Was there like an event or something that was just like your favorite, or just a really good memory that?
Yeah, I have, I really have a couple. I'll just mention, I have several. One is an advocacy case. I had a young man that I was working with and his family last year, elementary student. He had 2 years that it was just, regular school was just too much for him. And so we worked with the family, we worked with the team, we tried all the supports that we could to make school successful. And we came down, I think we need a change of placement, that he needed to go to a different setting. Just this week, in fact, it was yesterday, he's been in a new setting since the start of the school year. Yesterday, I went to a IEP meeting just to review how things have been going, and he is so successful.
Aww.
He loves coming to school. His behaviors have decreased. He's making academic gains. So it's just like, he's still got his life ahead of him. So like I said, he was a fourth grader going into fifth and sixth, so I see nothing but blue skies for his future. And I love the dances. I love to see that connection with all the groups and their planning, and they're just so funny to see them interacting and having peers that are good friends with them.
It seems like the dances are a lot of fun. I mean, I hear about them constantly from my mother. She loves them.
And your mom is so good. Tara's mom is with the Lions here out of the Bedford office, and she volunteers her time to take photography. So anything you see on our Facebook or you might see in our newsletters is probably something Tara's mom has taken a photo of, and I have to say they look very professional. I mean, they're really good. So
she's all right. I'll keep her around for a while, I guess.
Can I ask one burning question I've been meaning to ask?
Okay.
Okay, so the organization is called Mon-Arc. You work with the Knights of Columbus. Has your organization ever thought about switching to democracy?
Oh my gosh. Does that mean I have to impose tariffs to make money?
Oh.
Ding.
On that note, we're going to switch gears for a moment. Why don't we talk about today's reading?
So this book was actually suggested by you originally. This is All My Stripes by Shayna Rudolph and Danielle Royer. I did look at a bunch of different books. We actually have quite a few in the system that are based on autism or Down syndrome, and there are a lot of really cute books for kids. But this one was my favorite out of all the ones I read. And I remember reading it from my childhood too. I personally really love it. I love that it's about a zebra. A little child who's going to school and doesn't understand why they're not being treated the same as their classmates and why they don't understand them. And what I really loved was I thought they did a great job at explaining this to kids, because they focused on the stripes of a zebra. And every zebra in this book has different types of stripes. The zebra was like, why can everyone only see my autism stripe, which is on his forehead? And it was great, and I loved it because the mom later was like, I see this stripe in you, and it's like, this is your kindness stripe, and this is your pilot stripe, and I just thought it was a really clever way to help kids understand personally.
Have you read this book?
I have not read the book for a while, so I feel like I should have refreshed myself, so I apologize for that. But I do like that it shows that you can be different, but yet you're still the same. So that's the message that I do remember.
What'd you think, Adrian?
Well, I read this. For listeners who are not aware, one of my sons is fairly autistic. He listened to me reading the book and then proceeded to tell me all about butterflies. So
That's so cute.
that's his current special interest.
He's
It's
got
butterflies.
His butterfly stripe?
Yeah, he's got his butterfly stripe. He listened, and but he was really just waiting for me to finish the story so he could talk about butterflies.
Well, as a parent of an autistic child, did you like the story? Do you think that it explains well to children, or do you think they could do a different job?
I think it was good. I did not read it to my oldest child, and I would be curious what his thoughts on it would be. I thought it was a good story overall.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate the fact that it has some information on autism for the parents at the back of the book to sort of familiarize yourself with it and how to use it to talk with your children.
I think for very young children, I think this is a really good book just to open the conversation, especially if they have someone in their class who has autism, to help them better understand and to be a better friend to them. I think for young children, this is a great entry-level book. And the drawings are so cute.
Oh, the drawings are great. I think it's nice at the end when it has a reading guide. And this is for the parents or grandparents or whoever's reading. It just provides a little bit more information. It could even be an educator. But that was nice that it had that at the end of the book, too.
Yeah. All around good for kids, good for adults. Check it out at your local library. We got multiple copies.
So just to put you totally on the spot,
Ooh.
You were not prepared for this question at all. What have you been reading?
Oh, gosh, what have I been reading? Oh, I forgot the name of it. I had a friend just give me a book about this couple that retired, and they put their house up for rent, and they went and moved to Italy for a year.
Ooh.
And it talks about, and I'm sorry, I can't remember the name.
Is it nonfiction or fiction?
It's nonfiction.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think they're out of New York or like around. What was nice is like the first place they rented from before they left the States. And the description quite wasn't what when they got there. The furniture wasn't as nice as everything looked. It wasn't in a good location. But they talked about the thought process. What do you need? Like, especially when you don't have the language. So what did they do to prepare it? They actually took Italian language lessons before they left. They also talked about how can you get into the country, that you have to show that you have income, and there's quite a lot of paperwork to fill out, and how do you get around to get your groceries, and if you need to get shopping, what do you do if you have to go to a medical facility, and that. So it was really nice to look at all their thought processes and what they had to think about before they actually made this move and want to experience the culture for a while. And I'm sorry, I can't remember the name.
That's okay. If you are a listener and interested in checking out a similar title, I can't confirm that any of these are the book in question, but these are all books about moving to Italy. Not in a Tuscan villa, Over the Sicilian Moon, Halfway to Each Other, and A Rosy Life in Italy. Check them out.
Are they a how-to guide? Because, I'd like to live in Italy for a little while.
Yeah, this was written more like a diary, I think.
Okay.
And that first title sounds real familiar. Not a Tuscan village?
Yes, story of a New Jersey couple.
Yes, that's it.
That's the one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the one.
Yep. Fantastic.
Yeah. I haven't quite got to the very end.
Have you ever been to Italy?
Yes, several times. I love Italy.
Jealous.
That's why my friend gave it to me.
I just want to eat all the food there.
Oh, yeah. And I just don't see you gaining weight. I don't know if it's because you have to walk every place or it's just all natural. They just don't have the additives like we have in our foods here. So it's a little bit different. But yeah, I love Italy. I love the people. I love the food. I love the culture.
I burned my feet on the beach there.
Oh, okay. It had to be bad. It had to be bad.
I don't know if you've seen, they have those little signs up in places that are like, the current sand temperature is whatever.
Oh.
I missed that. Oh.
I went to one and it had a sign up basically saying the sand's temperature is, and I don't even remember what it was, but I'm like, well, I'll only be on it for like 2 seconds just to put my towel down, and nope.
Yeah. I know I've been in July, and it's the heat. It's living in Missouri. In Michigan, the heat is just horrendous there. I have a hard time. Michigan's a lot cooler.
Yeah.
One thing I do want to mention before my time is up and you ask your last question or whatever, one of the things that we do to generate money also is we have fundraisers, and we really want to increase our fundraiser. So right now we just have a new one that's just up and running, and this was very successful last year. We had our first raffle. It's $20 per ticket, and what it is, it's a VIP package worth $500, and it's a baseball raffle that you get to go to Detroit game. And last year we had one package. This year we have two packages. So we actually can have two packages. So what it is, you get 4 VIP seats. Seats are on the on-deck section. You get a free parking pass, and there will be 39 home games, and you can take your pick of whichever game you want to go to.
Oh, that's
so
nice.
It's not even stipulated that you have to go to this game. So you have your choice of which game you want to go to. So let me see. So that's coming up. That's up now. And the drawing is on June 17th. So you have to be sure that if you want a raffle ticket, that you would have to do it before June 17th. And we usually videotape and put on Facebook the drawing. We have a nice little drum that rotates everything, and we pick it up and read the name right there of the person. And we give them the package. But yeah, it's really nice. We also will do the dine-in at Buffalo Wild Wings, probably in around October, so that's not being announced right now. And if you go and eat at a certain time of day at Buffalo Wild Wings, you have to take either on your phone or a paper note that shows that you're representing the Mon-Arc of Monroe. And they will give us a percentage of their profits for that day. So it's
Can
really
they find the information for both of these on your Facebook page? And wonderful.
Yeah, all the information will be posted there, and also on our website. If you go to our website, it will be posted there also.
The baseball one sounds like a lot of fun.
The baseball
That'd be awesome.
one, yeah. We had the nicest note from our winner last year, and that she really enjoyed. Her and her family really enjoyed the event. So, but like I said, great tickets, you get free parking, and just get the whole VIP package. So it's nice.
Do you like baseball, Adrian?
I've watched a game or two.
Just one or two?
I root for the Detroit Baseball Cats. I'll try and put their logo like right there.
I have no comment to that. To be fair, you're not really from Michigan, so you probably don't hold a lot of loyalty to that team, do you?
Not especially.
Do you have a team that you hold loyalty to?
Not really.
Okay. Just curious.
I didn't grow up in the States, so American sports don't have any special loyalty to me.
Un-American. That logo is terrifying.
Oh my gosh.
Best
I didn't know that was a real team.
I don't think it is. I think Adrian just found something very strange.
Okay.
But I'll put a logo up so everyone can become a fan of the Detroit Baseball Cats.
Baseball Cats.
All right, we are coming up on time. Any last questions from you, Tara?
No, just thank you very much for coming. I'm glad we were able to tell.
Thank you
about
both. You're both charming. And thank you for inviting myself to represent Mon-Arc of Monroe and get the word out about us. And it's really appreciated.
Yeah, well, like I said, we have a lot of your clients who come into the library weekly, and I know how much they appreciate it. I know how big of a difference you guys make, and I just want everyone to know about it and to be able to get involved.
Okay. Thank you very much. We try our best, okay, and hopefully we're growing. That's what we.
And for all you listeners out there, please be sure to hit that like button, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the ring bell for notifications. That helps us promote these videos. If you're on the Spotify, what is it they're supposed to do there?
Follow our page and like the individual podcasts. It'll help us with the algorithm.
And we would certainly like to thank you for tuning in. If you've ever been to one of the Mon-Arc dances, why don't you leave us a comment down below telling us about it? And in the meantime, here we got the Frenchtown Dixie Branch presenting Blind Date with a Book. That'll be on Thursday, May 8th, and that's today, so you're probably too late for that one. But then there's also one Thursday, May 22nd, 2025 at 5:30 p.m. Register online.
Coming up at the Bedford Branch Library is Grand Adventures Book Club. This is a really neat book club because it's grandparents and grandchildren coming together. So there are 3 dates for this: June 18th, July 16th, and August 20th. It'll be at 2 p.m. at the Bedford Branch Library. Join us for an intergenerational book club designed for elders and kids ages 5 to 10. Bring your grandchild and come ready to share your favorite storytime rituals, discuss great books, and explore new activities to enjoy together. Please register online.
And we also have Friends of the Maybe Library, Maybe Book Day, and it is a sale. And this is the largest book sale of the year. Come out and celebrate all that is maybe with us. We will have some activities for kids, a raffle baskets, and all of the Maybe Day activities happening outside. This is Saturday, this coming Saturday, May 10th, 2025, and it's from 9 to 2 at Maybe Branch Library, 9060 Raisin Street, Maybe, Michigan. And if you need more information, call 734-587-3680, and it's mymcis.com.
All right, next up from me, we've got Princess Tea coming Saturday, May 24th, 2025, from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Dorsch Memorial Branch. Join us for some tea and treats at the Dorsch Memorial Branch. Come dress in your finest and get a chance to meet Miss Monroe County, Laura Russell, and Miss Monroe County teen, Rachel Ingalls. You'll have the opportunity to get your picture taken with them and receive an autograph. Register online. Wow, I feel like I've met a Miss Monroe County before, but I just can't place where.
I don't think you have. But this will be one of your last opportunities to meet them because the new pageant is happening in August and they will be crowning new ladies. So go on out and meet them.
Do they take your crown?
Why are you asking me?
Do you have to give it up? Like, can you keep it?
No, you get to keep it.
That's what I thought.
Your crown and your sash are yours forever.
See?
Not that I would know from personal experience. Anyway, we have a K-pop club happening at both the Petersburg branch and the Bedford branch library. So you can stop in and meet and spend time with other K-pop fans. It's for teens and adults. And like I said, there's different events both at Petersburg and at Bedford. Each event is a little bit different, so check out 2 different branches, hang out with your friends, and come to all the events. It'll be a lot of fun if you're a K-pop fan.
And with that, we are officially concluding. So this has been In the Library with
Tara!
And I remain Adrian and our special guest,
Michelle Parrish.
Thank you.